Well, good morning, and sorry that we have to be remote, but on the other end of this, it's kind of cool to see everybody's faces. So, we got more people coming in here. Okay, I'm just pulling up the plan here. This is where I need like multiple computer screens. Alrighty, so um, we'll get started here. I mostly just want to review because we have the quiz next week. I have decided. Ooh, Adriana's coming in. I think that's everybody. Are we missing anybody? I was saying to my family, I know why senior citizens get confused when they do things in a different environment because everything's all over the place and you're all confused and not organized, which has been pretty much my morning, probably all of yours too. Um, but in any case, okay, so I want to review for the quiz because we have that next week, and I have decided that I will again, we'll just do full video submissions for this since we just don't know what's going on and everything's just crazy, and if we have to do any makeups, it's just going to be really hard to meet. So there's Kayla is coming soon. Okay, all right, no worries. If you're talking to her, tell her I said no worries. um, so it's in the very end. Sometimes I really like to see that you could just sit down and do it in front of me, but this is the next best thing. It's not hurting us. But if anything, when you're making these videos, something I would like to keep in mind is that if you're not happy with it, you can just do it again before you send it to me. I realize sometimes you just get it to the best that you can and you send it, but just have that in your mind there. I feel like some people just sent me the first shot that they could get and it didn't help them. So, okay. So, what's on the quiz? I made a list that I will copy over here. Oh, that's the 217 list. Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, I can't find that list. It's somewhere on my computer, but new computer too. So, okay. So, it's the two minor scales that we've worked on. The B flat minor and the E flat minor. And I've decided no arpeggios and no progressions. Just the scales. So, make sure that they are harmonic minor. Okay, there's been a few tests over my last few classes where people did natural minor or some weird form of that. So harmonic minor is with the raised seventh half a step. Okay, I'll review that in a few minutes. Page 18, the modulation to the relative major. I can't say too much about that right now because my book's actually in my office. But I'll pull up a screenshot that I'll look at in a minute. Okay. Then page 219, number 1. It's the first Gershwin, the Someone Believes in You. Now, for that, I do want to remind you all that you have to fill in the chords in the right hand. Okay, it's just, here's Kayla. It's not at this point in level 4 piano 218. It's not acceptable for you to just be chunking a melody in the right hand and playing Frankenstein chords in the left hand. Nor is it acceptable to just play the melody in the right hand and a single note bass line in the left hand with no chords. Okay, so there wasn't quite a bit of that, but there was enough that I feel like I really got to mention that again. So, and I'll talk you through that a little more. So there's that, and then there's the scherzo in F. And you could play that without the repeats. That would be fine. So, just those things. Now, how many of you are near keyboards? Okay. So, I can work with those of you that are near keyboards today, like on the repertoire and stuff. Unfortunately, I can't work with anybody else specifically, but as far as like the harmonizations go, if you filled in the notes like you should have, like, I mean, you can screen share with me and I can check your notation. I can do stuff like that, and I can answer any questions after I do the review demo. Okay, so just give me a second here. I'm going to pull up one page of something that I don't have memorized, and luckily I made all these YouTube videos because there's screenshots on them. Yeah, you know, keep watching those too. I mean, rewatch them or watch them, have them handy when you're practicing. You get to pause and go back and all that. You don't get to do that with me. Actually, I'm recording this, so I'll post this as well, but okay. I'm posting. I'm just looking for this. Oh, I'm in the wrong course. Level 4. Okay. Okay. I got it. So, page 218. I'd like you to pick two keys to transpose that to. I'm going to recommend that you start with G and D, but I'll leave it up to you. I don't need C, and okay. I'll message all this out today. Oh, yeah, because tomorrow starts a new week for the other classes. Okay, so we'll do a little review here. B flat and E flat minor scales. I'm going to switch cams here. And I'm going to pin my own video. Okay. So, okay, you might not hear me as well, but you'll hear the keyboard. Okay, B flat minor, harmonic minor. Okay, it's a 2 on the left and a 4 on the right. Then we have thumbs on C, and we go woo to the bunny notes with the bunny fingers. Thumbs on F, and then not mutant bunnies, but mutated bunnies with the raised 7th. Mutated bunnies. Okay. And then you're at the top. So you go another octave. Thumbs, bunnies. Thumbs, mutated bunnies. Okay. Everyone hear the keyboard all right? Okay. And then coming down. Mutated bunnies. Thumbs, bunnies. Thumbs, mutated bunnies. Thumbs, bunnies, thumbs, and then the top of the mutated bunnies. Okay, so around the hump, that's always hard. Okay, E flat harmonic minor. Okay, remember this is the one we have mutated we have mutant bunnies, but we also have squished bunnies. So this starts on the end of the squished bunny. So if you have bunnies, so 2 and a 3, then thumbs on the white note, mutant bunnies, and then thumb on the C flat. Then if you're gonna set up bunnies, don't squish them to raise the 7th. So if you have to do that, do it. Okay, then thumbs, mutant bunnies. Thumbs, squished bunnies. Squished, thumbs, mutants. Thumbs, squished, thumbs, mutants. Thumbs, one squished. Any questions? Okay, those are pretty straightforward. We've been through those quite a bit. I want to talk to you about page 218. So, if you look at that there, gosh, cameras. Okay. So, 1 and 5 in the minor key. We've done that quite a bit. Then the relative major key. We're skipping over the 2-6 for now. We've done that quite a bit. So, if you go to, say, G minor, and then B flat major, 1 6 4 5 7 1, and then you just have to figure out the 2-6 in between. Or D minor. Okay. I'm pulling up something else here quick. Okay, got it. Are there any questions about any of this so far? Okay. I'm going to play my rendition of page 219 for you, and then we'll chat a little bit more. So remember, chords in the right hand, and we have two check measures. Measures 1 and 3 are checks. So solid chords. Check. Solid chords all the way out. Cheat. Cheat. Okay, are there any questions about how to do that? Okay, I know I make it sound easy. I know it's not. Okay. So here's what I would like to do. Oh, then the repertoire. I'll play that for you. I think I know how it goes. I gotta cheat and look at that really quick on my video. Right, okay. Alright, I'll probably get most of this right. I'm not fully memorized, but... Okay, so here's the scherzo with no repeats. Something like that. I know I missed a few notes, but it gives you the right idea there. And there are all the lesson videos. There's 4 lesson videos on this on my YouTube channel here. I'm looking at them right now. So it breaks down all of the parts that you need if you just need any review. And if anything's not clear, you just call me and we set up a time to meet and we get that all figured out. Okay, so that's the quiz. What I'd like to spend the rest of the time doing is I can clarify any harmonization fill-ins with any of you. And I am willing to hear repertoire with any of you. And I know some of you probably, there's a few emails that I'm behind on as far as like just some general questions about everything. Like we can discuss some grades and all that as needed too. And we can do all that in breakout rooms so that we're not doing that in front of the whole class. So, you know what I think I'd like to do first is really just check people's chord spellings. If anyone wants to send me a picture or do a screen share, I can look that over with you now. Does anybody wish to do that? Okay. I'm not going to require it. I just want to make sure that you're on the right track. So we do have about 30 minutes left. On remote, I mean, that's not much more I can do unless we do some individual work. So does anybody want to play for me and just check up and make sure that they're on the right track with this? I'm willing to kind of do a few minutes with each of you. We can do a breakout room. Breakout. Okay. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Maybe for page 219, could you go over how to spell some of those harmonizations?
Sure. Do people want to be in on this, or should this be a one-on-one? Okay, alright. I will do my best since I don't have it in front of me. But, let me go back to where I have the screenshot from the video. Just so I kind of know what I'm talking about. Okay. So, alright, C7 at the very beginning here. Okay, you might want to grab a pencil. C7, we have E in the melody, and we have C. We're going to put a C in the bass. In fact, let me switch views here so that I can play along at least. And just making it better for the video purposes here. Okay. All right. So we have E in the melody, C in the bass. What is missing from that C7? And I'd like someone to give an answer here.
A G.
A G? What else?
E flat.
B flat. Yeah. Okay. So now, in this case here, let me see here. Sometimes you get to leave out the 7th, and I think that would be best this time. Because you see what the book put in? So, it was kind of almost a trick question in some ways. But, I mean, the book already has this all notated out. But we have in the 3rd and 4th beats, we have a pass through D in the left hand and a pass through F in the right hand. It's still C7. Okay, we're just passing through. Now, if you see on measure 2, there's no chord dictated over that G. So, ideally we're still in the C7, and I think that's a good idea to just make a reality here. So G in the melody, with the idea of pass through, what would the bass note be?
An E.
Yeah. So make your E the bass note. Now tell me, what is missing from that C7 spelling?
A C. And B flat.
Yeah. So see those 2 C's and B flats that we keep chunking? You know, just write them in underneath the melody in the right hand. So you have... And you have this. Make sense? Okay. For the D7. Okay, we have an A in the melody, and that slash F sharp tells us that we need an F sharp in the bass. So that's going to be the left hand is an F sharp. So we have this. We know we're going to need a D under the melody. So there you go. What's missing?
A C.
Yeah. There you go. So just write in that C and D. And there you have it. We good so far? Okay. Next measure. G minor. We have a B flat in the melody, and we're going to need a G in the left hand. What's missing out of the G minor spelling?
A D.
A D. So we have this now, and we're adding this. What can we add to fill that in? Just to make it a 3-note chord.
Another G.
Yeah. Yeah, when in doubt, we double the bass. Okay, next chord, D7. C in the melody, and we need an A in the bass. We know we need a D, so that leaves one pitch. What are we missing? Someone said it, and there was lag.
F sharp.
F sharp. There you go. Now, don't forget, that's the other Umchuck measure. So you're going to go bass and melody, fill in chord. Okay, just like measure 1. So those are the only 2 measures you have to do that for this piece. Okay, do we need to go on? Does anyone want me to go on with this, or do you have the right idea? You want to work yourselves?
I just wanted to ask about the B diminished 7 spelling.
Sure. Okay. All right. So they gave you the courtesy B in the left hand, but we know enough music and theory right now to know that that E in the melody does not fit a B diminished 7. Okay, which, sometimes we just have to support a non-chord tone. So what's missing from the B diminished 7th chord? If I have a B here, how do I spell the rest of it? What's the next pitch?
A D.
Good. And the next one?
F.
And the next one? There we go. So we can't chunk it this way, but this is how you figure out the spelling. And you could have just done there's our D minor 7. We lower the 5th, half diminished, fully diminished. Okay, that's just another way you can do this. Okay. So we have this, we have B in the bass, E in the melody. What could we fill in? If you had to pick 2 notes, what would you pick? And why? If you had to take 2 notes to a deserted island. No, I'm kidding.
Probably an A flat.
Yep, there's our diminished 7th. What else? You could add them all, but I think there's one you can leave out. And this is a bit of a trick question here.
D maybe add?
Who agrees?
Yes, no?
You're not totally wrong, but I wouldn't pick it. I know I say you can leave out the 5th many times, but we specifically need a fully diminished 7. So we need that 5th. I would leave out the 3rd in this case. Okay. No, it's okay. This is the first time we've had this, so that's what I would put. And then you have this again in the next measure. You go to an F major with a C in the bass. I know you know how to figure that out. And then you go right back to this diminished 7th. And look, it resolves this time to the full spelling. So that's what I would do. Any questions? Does anyone need any help with the rest of it? Okay, that G minor 7 with the C in the bass, that's the one where you can cheat and put the G in the tenor of the left hand. Okay, and then the same with the C, C7 minor 9. You could put the G in the tenor as well. So we'll do quasi-chorale style. So you're just not chunking full chords. Okay. Any other questions? Anyone want me to check spelling? Okay. All right. I'd like to move on to the scherzo. And we could do this in breakout rooms too, but I'd like to hear how you're doing. If you have a keyboard and you'd like to play something, even if it's horrible, I just want to help you get to the next level. So, does anybody want to be first?
I will. I'll go if you want.
Awesome. Okay. And I'll shut off this recording now.